Hello everyone, this is Phil from Wal-Mart coming at you, right lane trucking. Hey, I had a okay day today. I started off in a Flying J. I told you last night I was at Flying J. The only thing I had problem with Flying J last night was when I got there. It's a small Flying J, it's not very big, it's really tiny. They had 3 open spots all in the reserve, which I figured that was going to be the case. So I selected one and then proceeded to go in and pay. And the cashier's telling me that, you know, I didn't reserve it, so that all of them are reserved. Okay. Well, I know how people are and truckers are. You sometimes reserve a spot but don't actually make it to that location, but it's still there. Now that kind of ties up that reserve spot for anybody else if you don't make it there. So this is around 10 o'clock I shut down, so I went immediately in to go pay for it. When she told me that it's already reserved, all 3 of them, I said, okay, what's my options? And she's like, I don't know. So I said, well, I'm already backed in, you know, I'm gonna be there. And I want to say around 12:30, I heard a couple knocks on the door, knocks on the side of the sleeper berth. I didn't get up and actually answer it. The knocks went away. I didn't hear another thing out of it. Did I do something wrong? Maybe, right? I don't know. I don't know who was knocking. I didn't feel anything hit me. And I checked in the morning and nothing had struck my vehicle. So I don't think that was it. They might have been asking me to move. It is what it is. I'll learn my lesson, I'll get the app, and I'll start reserving my own spots. I should have called ahead of time, but I've called Flying J before and you don't get any answer. So I wanted to make sure I got there and parked. Anyway, after waking up in the morning, getting everything ready, I left for the vendor, which was Kraft Foods. Pretty easy check-in. Outside, it's handled by Penske Logistics, so out on the signs it says Penske Logistics main entrance. I was looking for something that said truck entrance. It's the same thing, they only have one entrance. And so I had to go around the block once, then come back in. Even then I was questioning whether I was in the right place, because the address I had versus the address on the corner of the building were different. But the GPS was telling me that's where it was. So I'm not sure if our address was wrong, or I just didn't see the other address maybe on the other corner of the building, of the warehouse. So I checked in with the guard, everything was good, it was a reefer. Dropped my trailer, hooked it to the loaded trailer, and hi-ho, off to McCarran I went. Got to McCarran, and the dispatch was in my board, the trailer number's in my board. When I go in to get the paperwork, I'm told that I'm sorry, they're really backed up as far as hostlers, yard goats, yard birds, shifters, whatever you want to call them. They're really backed up, and your trailer's not off the door yet. So even though we are professional drivers, I'm sure somebody had an issue more than once, and the company made a blanket policy that drivers will not be pulling trailers off of the low doors, probably because they weren't reading the green and red light systems, or weren't checking to make sure that the folks were inside that were loading are gone. I don't know. So I located my trailer and I waited patiently, and one of the yard goats saw me and he said, "Is this the trailer you're looking for?" "Nope." And I pointed to the one. He goes, "Nope, that's not on my list to move right yet." So I waited, and then he pulled it, and he basically pulled it a few feet off the door for me, and then I coupled to it and went and got it, pre-tripped it, and then swung it around so that I can go in, park by the office, dispatch office, get my paperwork, and off to Willows, California, 230 miles from there, 240, something like that, and then get here, and they don't have a trailer for me at the time to do a drop and hook. My trailer's full with 28 pallets, or 24 pallets, sorry, 24 pallets. They did have another trailer that had about 11 pallets still in it that they were still working and hadn't finished yet. So we made a deal, and I said, okay, I can drop this one, even though I don't think I was supposed to drop. You can make that call. You are the captain of the ship. You can make a call. It's all of the pallets for this store. So if they have an empty, and it's going to save me time, and time is money in this industry, drop and then hook to the other one, sure, not a problem, right? And they were able to get the, I think, 10 pallets or 11 pallets out of that other trailer rather quickly, and then I was able to hook to it and then go park, and that's where I'm at now. I'm in Willows, California, parked at the store. Now the funny thing is we say, for those other truckers out there and all those other people out there, we used to allow parking, overnight parking, whatever, for anybody. Unfortunately, again, somebody's messed that up for the rest of everybody by littering and leaving their trash, their urine bottles, all kinds of stuff inside, hitting stuff. So Walmart made a policy, for the most part, I think, across the board, that only Walmart drivers are to have the privilege of overnight parking here at a store, or maybe a CRST or Swift or somebody like that that is doing dedicated work for Walmart. However, I'm looking here, and I've got a carrier that I don't know. I don't know if they're hauling for us. It doesn't look like it's one of our trailers, and I've never seen them in the DC delivering a load. Doesn't mean they haven't, but they're definitely not delivering to the store. So it's usually your carriers like CRST or Swift or the private fleet, Walmart private fleet, that deliver to the stores. The rest of the carriers deliver directly to the DCs. They unload and then get a load or what have you, and off they go. What I'm going to talk about tonight, besides just my day, I've got one more day on my week. Today is my Thursday, which is really Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, is my Friday, which is my go-home day. But what I really want to talk about today is, again, going back to that topic I was talking about the other night, which is following distance, and why it's so important. Why? I didn't touch on this the other night when I was talking about it, but I was driving down 680, and I was going 680 north, and there was a pickup truck with stuff in it. Maybe they're moving, maybe they're whatever. I really don't know. There was a lot of stuff in the back of the pickup truck, and luckily for me, I had plenty of following distance. Had I not, the rake that came flying out the back, I would have been like right behind that vehicle, and then had to run over it, and with the forks upward, maybe cause some severe damage to my tires, or to my underside, or to my airlines, or anything else it could have caught underneath the unit as I went over it. Luckily for me, I saw it coming, and I was able to move off to the side and avoid it. Why? because I wasn't following close. I wasn't right on the back end of it. And I used to teach my students, I don't teach anymore, so I used to teach my students, those moving trucks, those pickup trucks, are they professional movers? Do they secure everything the way a professional would? They're trying to get from point A to point B, and hopefully all this stuff makes it. Me personally, I drive a pickup truck. If I'm hauling anything in the back of it, it's secured. I've got my small ratchet straps that I use. I need to get some bigger ones, but those do the job. I've never had a problem with them. I've used them to secure my Harley in the back of a trailer, and they're plenty strong enough to secure that and get it to the point where it didn't move or tip over while I was transporting it from Las Vegas to Lathrop, California, and then I took it and trailered my bike one time because I just didn't feel like riding from Lathrop back to Las Vegas for an event, and those small green ratchet straps were just fine. Some people don't know how to do securement and things fall out. Now, fast forward to today, on my way to McCarran with that load that I told you I was picked up at Kraft Foods, I'm behind a FedEx Ground trailer. And I'm driving along, and I just checked a mirror, or I was back to the front looking at him and looking at the driving scene, and I heard this loud noise. Loud noise. So my eyes went immediately to my mirror to check the back of mine, and then I came back to the front only to see the debris from the FedEx trailer's tire just flying everywhere. It was just all over the place. Luckily, it flew out of the way and I didn't hit it. Again, why didn't I hit it? Why didn't I hit it? Luck? I say no. I say following distance plays a big factor in a lot of these cases where you're struck by road debris. Because that road debris, if I was closer, that road debris would have hit me. That tire popping up underneath the DOT bumper, it would have hit me and hit my grill, or hit the bumper, or went underneath mine. Whatever it might have been, it could have caused some damage to my vehicle. But it didn't, because I was far enough back from that truck, and we were on a downward slope at the time, getting ready to go into a curve. And luckily for him, he was able to get off to the side of the road and make the turn. I don't know how he did it. It wasn't that bad, I guess. I think it was one of the inside ones. I didn't stop to look, but I think it was one of the inside ones that looked like on the passenger side. But he was able to get off to the side of the road and safely, and I was able to pass without any issues. Once it happened, what did I do to react? Well, he finally realized it. He put on his four-ways. I already had my four-ways on because I saw it happen, and I backed off even further and put my four-ways on for any traffic that might have been coming behind us on that downslope. So they knew something was going on. You know, trucker code, you know, I probably should have stopped and checked him out, but he's not a company driver. Is that bad? It's a FedEx guy. FedEx Ground, for that matter. It's not even FedEx Freight. FedEx Ground. If anybody knows anything about FedEx Ground and FedEx Freight is FedEx employees, FedEx drivers, and FedEx Ground are contractors, which are great. You know, private contractors get the contract and they get the moves for FedEx. But should I have stopped? Leave your comments down below. I kept on trucking though. So I can't go back and change that. But I did slow, I did put on my full ways, and I made sure that at least people, if they were coming up behind us, knew something was going on and to slow down as well. So we got him off, or he got out to the side of the road, and then I continued on, turned off my four ways, and continued back up the hill and over to McCarran. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. I've personally not, knock on wood, I have not had a blown tire while driving. I saw one now too, so that's a good thing. I saw one happen, and I saw the results and what could happen and what could go bad. So I just want to make sure, if you haven't experienced one, or you got that road debris in the road, you're not going to know it if you're following real close. If that vehicle in front of you rolls over that road debris, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? It's going to kick right back up at you, and you have no place to go for it, right? It's going to cause damage. At least if you're far enough back, it has a chance to settle, and then you can go over the top of it. That's a choice, right? You got to make a choice. Don't swerve into that car next to you, though, because I'd rather run over a little bit of road debris rather than kill somebody. If I had to explain, while I have a bad grill or a bad bumper to the safety department, and I took pictures of the FedEx vehicle, said his blown tire caused my damage. It's not my fault. What do you think the first thing they're gonna ask? How close were you? How close were you? Were you too close? No. I was far back. It just kept rolling towards me. I had nowhere to go. Maybe you might get away with that, but I don't want to have to make that determination. Anyway, again, this is, more of a blown tire, almost accident, not an accident, but could have been. Stay back, watch out for road debris, blown tires, what have you. Stay safe. This is Phil from Right Lane Truckin' and Phil from Wal-Mart. I'll check in with you before I clock out tomorrow, just to wrap up my week. Just kind of give you guys an idea of how my week has been going and what the life it's like out here. All right, everybody drive safe, be safe.